right, so we're back from lights out. What a week. Awesome. Car did everything we wanted it to do. So now what we're gonna do is we got it back in here. Josh is hooking up a battery to that car real quick. So we're gonna get this thing up on the lift, take the transmission out. I'm gonna show you what we're doing.
It's the oil and the...
All right, so taking the transmission out. We're gonna service everything, but we're gonna take the transmission out and then we're gonna explain to you what we're doing. Everything needs to be updated anyway, so we're gonna do the clutch and all that kind of stuff too. All right, that didn't take long.
Ready?
So, yep.
I'll go on that side, out. You go on this side.
Get it out on the floor. So we got the tranny out. So this is why you take stuff apart and check everything. Now I wasn't really planning on taking this apart just to check it, but this is why you should take it apart just to check it. Okay, so. All right, back to making some videos. Finally got some parts in for the car. Let me show you what we're doing. This is a follow-up from Georgia. Next step. So we got the car back in here. Started taking it all apart. You know, I think you already saw that part. So we took the clutch apart. After coming back from Georgia, we decided we're not gonna run quarter-mile stuff. Pretty much, we haven't run any. The couple of ones that we did, we basically, we really didn't even go all the way down the quarter. I mean, we did, but we didn't.
We've never done any quarter-mile.
We haven't, not lately anyway. So, we made a couple.
Run a quarter, it was by accident.
Yeah, we got a couple of passes in where the clock was on. They had time slips and we shut it off early and we went a 770. I'm gonna tell you what it ran because I don't really care at this point no more because we're changing everything. So shutting it off early went 770 at 180 plus. So
179.
Yeah, 180. It was 100. Yeah, 179.9.
Yeah.
But the mile an hour was off because we shut it off early. So we decided on the way home from Georgia, the car's working really good. So we got the drag radials on it. The kicker was putting the angle of the bars. We fixed all that. We did the thing with the wishbone. We changed that around. And yeah, we got the radials on it. So we took the transmission out. I talked to Liberty, and what we're doing is because the transmission was geared for quarter mile when I first built the car, but running the 8th mile now anyway, the last couple of times now that we've been out with the car, I'm only going into 4th gear. 5th gear is 1-to-1, so I don't have any 1-to-1 in the 8th mile, so we're leaving a lot on the table. Although the car runs nice, but I know there's a lot more in it. So we made the decision to take that off, gear it to 8th mile, changing the gears in the transmission, and we're changing the gears in the rear. And we're gonna put the air shifter on it, and we're gonna let the Holly control the shift where we want. Yeah, I still got a clutch. So we took the clutch out and got a pile of trash. So you can see that's all chewed up.
That gear's not supposed to be off.
Yeah, that's this. There's 1, 2, 3 missing, and even this one was still cracked. So clutch is shot. That was from when we were in Florida. We smoked it. So what they did was they take the hub off of that. Because I used this spring-loaded hub, and the reason I use the spring-loaded one, the non-spring-loaded one. Here's why, okay? Same clutch, But when you look at it like this, hold that like that. Hold that one like that. You could see how much more meat. So that and that one, how much more meat there is to actually grab on the shaft. Plus, this is a little more forgiving because it's sprung rather than that. When you use a multi-disc clutch, obviously we're gonna have to run this. The next car, the other car we're doing is gonna run these. So this is an old one.
This is just a
this
single
is new.
disc.
This is a single one. I already got one in there. I'm sorry. This is the one for in there. And where's the other one? The other one.
Whatever. Anyway. Oh, up there.
No, yeah, there we go. And then this one's brand new. So we're gonna keep one as a spare. So I'm gonna put that one back in. All right. So this one's gonna be. We're gonna use this one
In
today.
there.
So basically, he gave us these are the flywheel bolts. We got new. Basically, we got everything under here. This got all resurfaced and new plates, new face plates on both the clutch and the pressure plate. We got all that. Also the starter.
Yeah.
So we sent the starter out. If you guys got, that's why I used them.
Power Master.
Power Master. So you got a $300 odd starter. If something goes wrong with it, you basically send it back to them. They'll rebuild it. So we had it rebuilt with the shipping and everything. It was like $130 or something. So this has new faces.
Tiny. Look at that.
So they put new. They took all the bolts out. They put new faces in that. New faces in that. Okay. So and then we got all new. What do you call it? These are all new. The old ones are all in here. All the nuts and the washers, because they started getting gold up.
Yeah.
So we'll keep those as spares. We'll use all the new ones. All right. No. Right now, that's what we're gonna do. So like I was saying, so you got no.
Oh.
So in the 8th mile, you got no
1-to-1 gear ratio.
1-to-1. So, I mean, think about you're a Turbo 400 and you're only going in first or second gear, or you're in a Power Glide and you're only using first gear. So how much you leaving on the table? All the mile an hour and the 1-to-1 is when all the power goes through, and that's what's pulling you through. So we're changing all that. Yeah, I'm gonna put an air shifter on it. I'm gonna get all the hate mail now that
wow.
not a whatever. But you know what?
Can't shift it fast enough anymore.
It's this thing. As soon as it goes into boost, and that's the other thing. So think about this.
We're just winging it.
If I shift too early, right, then it makes boost. When it makes boost, it's making 25 pounds of boost. But
that's
at
only
8,000, 8,200, 8,400 is when it's 8,400 is when it's making 25 pounds of boost.
I mean, it'll still make like 20,
right.
But that's a lot. Right. We're missing 5 pounds of boost.
5 pounds of boost is a lot. Okay, so now what happens is, so if I shift too early, it won't make enough boost. If I shift it late, as soon as it gets into boost, the RPMs are like right up to the rev limiter, bang. And it's like you can't shift it fast enough. And then at the end of the 8th mile, depending on how you shift it, right at the end of the 8th, you're either right banging on the rev limiter in 4th gear, or you're just shy, and if you try to put it in 5th, obviously it's gonna,
drop
the RPMs are gonna drop, and then you lose, same thing. So it's like, if you could get it to shift, like the air shifter should be able to let it shift
perfectly.
Perfect, right to whatever we want it to shift at. But now we can 8,000 or whatever. Let's just say 8,000, 8,000, 8,000, 8,000 instead of seat of the pants where it's one time it's 7,000, one time it's 8,400. Okay, so the boost will stay pretty much in like an automatic, and then all the gears are going to be different. So it's going to be really quick. So first gear is probably going to be, I have the numbers, but first gear is probably going to be like whoa, and then da 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 da, and that's it, and then stay in 5th gear. So that's what we're looking to do, is keep the boost in so the power's in there. So you think about how much we left on the table. So speaking of leaving on the table, I'm gonna get this off the table and put it in there. So we got the air shifter coming. The transmission's all getting whatever, service with the new gears in it. So we're changing all four: first, second, third, and fourth gear. Fifth gear's 1-to-1. That's the same thing. And then they're gonna send us the CO2 tank, all the lines. We're gonna wire it through the Holly with Rob. It's gonna get. It doesn't. You can either
you gotta make your own table for it.
Yeah, you can make your own table for it, or you can use your own. They sell an MSD box that'll whatever
standalone kind of
standalone thing, but we don't need that. And then the other thing is we're gonna move because there's no shifter now. I had my parachute mount on that shifter, so I'm gonna order another shifter, or another parachute handle or something, and figure that out, or make our own again like we did on the. Did we put that on video? The one that we made, the one for your car? Yeah, right.
What did we make?
On yours, did we ever finish putting that video out? With
I don't know. I'll show them. I'll show them. Yeah, all that stuff.
All that. So
I'm just waiting. Well, my transmission's here now. Well, the valve body. So
we're waiting on we got the valve body,
and then we were just waiting on the longer pickup tube for the pan.
We got the deeper filter pickup. So we got all the parts for that.
I gotta slap that together now.
Yeah, so we're gonna get that on the lift. Mike's gonna come and help us out with that. I'll introduce you to Mike. He does the little C4 tran. He's good with that. So we got Dynamic ended up getting us valve body and a trans brake. So we got the Pro brake from them. Nobody had anything. It's crazy. They're like obsolete. I guess nobody's using them anymore. But we're gonna use that until it breaks, and then we're gonna put a stick in it. Yeah, you keep laughing.
I know.
There's the shifter. All we need is a
I know. Don't worry.
So, gonna put all this back together. I don't have to show you how this all goes back together, but we're gonna put all this back together. And if I get this all back together, then the tranny should be here. Hopefully, they've had it for a while. They were trying to get gears together. So, I'm gonna clean all this up with the starter, put the belt. I'll have it all ready, and then
pop the tranny.
Push this outside, put it in the other bay, and then we'll take the rear out, change the gears. That's coming tomorrow. We'll have them. That's no problem. Yep. Mark Williams deal. They're actually really good with that. So we'll show you what that looks like, and this will be ready for the transmission. When the transmission comes, we'll just slap it back in, and then wire it up. All right.
And then we're also gonna try when we have the pumpkin out. We're gonna try to fix a little leak on there's a little leak on the end of the axle, like where the.
I think it's where I welded it. It might have a little pinhole.
So okay.
Fix that. So. All right, that's the end of that. All right, getting late, but we moved it. So the rear came, the center section that showed up today. Got the car out of here. I got the clutch all reset. That's all in there. I got the bell housing back on, starter back on. Everything in the front basically except put the tranny back in the spot. So, huh? You need this whole part in there? No, I'll leave it in there. So next thing is tomorrow morning I'll come in here, set this thing up, drop the suspension, take the pumpkin out, change the gears, take care of all that, and hopefully the tranny will be here in the next couple of days. Everything is so slow. Oh my God. Slow and expensive. Can't get no better. And then the other thing we're going to do is I'm going to change this trunk lid. This thing took a wicked shot from when we exploded. You see it's all cracked. So I got another trunk lid in there. I'm going to put the old one that was on it back on it. It's a little bit heavier than this one, but Peter's making up new ones, so later on down the season I'll paint another one, a carbon fiber one, and put that on. But for now I'm going to put the other one on here. I'm tired of looking at that cracked wavy thing right now, so got time to do it. We're going to do it.
It's really not.
It's shot.
I know.
I hate that thing. It's all busted up.
Messed up, but
yeah. Look at it, it's all wavy and everything.
Souvenir.
Yeah,
we'll
souvenir.
Sell you a souvenir right off the car.
Yeah. All right.
Or if you don't really mind it, You know,
whatever.
somebody can even use it.
Ford Carlisle's coming. We'll probably end up going there with parts, so hopefully. All right. So I'll continue this tomorrow. Dinner time. Yes. All right. Got the wheels off it. Dropped all the suspension down. Dropped the wishbone down. What I want to do with this thing got a little leak somewhere.
On both sides. Or no.
Like
Or
yeah,
just
yeah,
one.
and I can't. And it's not. Oh, maybe it is the seal. Oh, yeah, okay, never mind. It's the seal. I thought the rear was leaking. All right, I gotta get
You get seals.
the seal.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see this
Yeah,
one.
you can see it.
Yeah, this side's not the seal, though.
Alright, so
This
that
side-
one's
this
got a
side
pin.
is something. There's a pinhole or something right here. I gotta see what that is.
That side's definitely a seal. And then while we got it in here, we're gonna change out.
Yeah, we got
The
that's
gear.
what I'm doing. Doing that out. I gotta take all these off. On the new one, I gotta take this collar off. This is for the wheel speed sensor for the rear, for the.
Yeah. Trash chassis.
So we gotta just nip this off because the sensor just touches it. So I gotta just take that off.
Okay.
All right. All right. You want to start taking all these bolts out?
Yep.
Start taking the brakes off.
Got the old one out. Still looks brand new.
Where'd you get this knife thing? Can't even kill yourself with it.
Well, I just pulled it out. And it might need to be a little sharpened. But yeah, there's really no wear on it, nothing. It's nice.
All right. We good to go? Yeah.
Put that one right back on in the case. You could have kind of kept my box.
The box was already ripped from UPS when the guy delivered it. I was checking because half the box was missing. Yeah. So make sure this is all.
You gotta take the two bolts off.
So
and then,
this one is the one I gotta trim that bolt back. All right.
okay. Here, 9/16.
Half inch.
Here.
Half inch.
And then this should be. What'd you do with that next one?
That's probably oil.
There should be oil and stuff in here.
Shout out to Mark Williams. This is beautiful stuff. I was trying to think. So
Get one of these for the other car.
Even-
Actually,
what other car?
well,
The
Oh,
your
yeah,
car
well,
has
these
the
are
same
third-
thing in it. That's what I was just gonna say. I'm talking about like the first rear I ever put in the even in the Falcon was a Mark Williams rear.
your oil.
There she be. So it's basically the same thing as what we got now.
Yep. Just different gear ratio.
I need to cut this back so I can get the whiz wheel and just cut the little nip off. And then I gotta put the collar on here. And that's it. Now this is supposed to have polished gears like that. Oh yeah. Look at that. Woo! Like chrome.
Dang.
So that's polished and lightened. Because now this is a 430. That was a 350. But because it's so thin, they don't lighten it. They polish it, but there's not
Yeah,
lighting.
you can see how much thicker.
See how much thicker that is than that?
Yeah.
Oh. All right, I gotta go get a gasket. I know I forgot something. I gotta go get a gasket and
Some Permatex.
no.
Alrighty. Yeah.
Gasket and take the collar off, swap the collar out, clean everything up. I'll get a case of brake cleaner and then I'll clean everything up and we're good to go.
Okay.
All right,
Yep.
let's get that. All right, got the new one in. Got the speed sensor hooked up. Put the tone ring on it. Put the sensor on it. Got the gap reset. So we're good to go. Got a new gasket in there. I'm gonna clean all this back up, and then as I'm putting this stuff back on, I'll clean each piece as I put it back on. This way I know everything's nice and clean and ready to go. All right. All right, so back in here, put it back on the lift, got the rear all set. Now we're just waiting on the transmission. Hopefully it'll show up soon. Been a while. But, like everything else, things slower than crap going on. Can't get parts, can't get help. Unreal. Anyway, we'll see when it comes.